Well, I won't be the first person to tell you that when you get in the television business, they basically hand you the microphone and say, here you go. It is a very highly technical business as far as the controls you have and what you hear and how you balance that and setting up shots and lighting. I mean, typically in a booth setting, you would have a producer that would take care of that. But in an open pit setting, you're pretty much in charge of what you're doing. It's like anything else. If you're doing television like you're driving, you'll go back and look at your interviews and say, you know what, next time I don't want that in the backdrop, or next time I'm going to turn around and get some better lighting, or it's just one of these things you continually see, can I do a better lap, just like when you were driving. I kind of view my role as being a reporter, but then also still a little bit of an analyst. I spend a lot of time in the booth being an actual analyst, but I think I try to bring something different, as though a former driver on pit road, to where I can kind of analyze what's happening on the track and then put a spin on it for how the crew plays a part in that. Like how the setup might allow somebody to be able to make a late race pass, or the tire strategy, the fuel. My whole idea of what I'd like to bring is to be able to tell a viewer something to look for before it happens. I believe that anticipating, there's lots of analysts that can sit on the sofa and tell you what just happened, but the really good ones can tell you what's going to happen. Well, I just think that the layers of technology and the layers of communication might be surprising. I mean, there's so much going on even in our headsets. So on my right side would be what we call program only. You need to have one clean side that you always hear the broadcast. But on the left-hand side, you have the producers talking to you. You hear them talking not only to you, to other people. It's called all call. You need to know when the breaks are coming. So the main producer you'll hear the pit producer directing you and where to go. So you have constant chatter on your left-hand side, but then you also need to be paying attention here. So then many announcers also have a scanner. So you're listening to a scanner for radio traffic between the drivers and the crew at the same time. Now, because I try to kind of put a analyst spin on my reporting, I actually have my pit spotter, Joe Berkemeyer, I have him do the scanning for me and write me notes that I follow, because I feel that my contribution, if I can really focus in on what the booth guys are doing, then I'm just going to automatically be able to add or run down and follow something up. I just don't ever want to get out of step with the booth. So I kind of take that one element out of my headset, but there's a lot going on there. I would have to say recently, it would have to be Helio Castroneves with his win at Iowa. And just how long it took him to get back and to win and to climb the fence. And I mean, even in the interview itself, there's a bit of a miscue. He looks like he's going to start talking. He still has his helmet on. I start to get the mic in there. The timing's not great. So even though technically it wasn't that great, when we finally, when he finally got his helmet on and we got to hear from Helio about finally getting back on the victory stand, that was a lot of fun. One of the things I learned right away in announcing is it's not about you. And that's a hard thing for a driver because it is all about you. And I hope that through the announcing part, I hope that what I've been able to bring technically is what I like about that is sharing with others, which is a complete 180-degree turn, because as a driver, you suck everything in and use it for the benefit of your results, which you're supposed to do. But I hope as an announcer that I've been able to turn that around and bring new fans in from a technology side, and then take the gearheads and give them what they've wanted.